always seemed to slip right through our fingers when he died just recently, shortly after releasing his new album and just hitting the age of 69. He is of many voices, faces, and characters. His makeup was extreme and changed a lot over the years, as well as he. He is also a man who has slept with many women and has done lots of hard drugs, as well as gone through hard times to only come out on top. These are some of the top 5 fun facts about David Bowie that you probably might not have known. Number 1. It might not be a surprise to you that David Bowie and John Lennon actually knew each other. It gets a little bit crazier than that, of course. One time, John Lennon actually had Mr. Bowie eat an old 1,000-day-old egg that was actually cooked and marinated in horse urine. Maybe not necessarily eat it, but he sure shoved it in Bowie's mouth and made him taste it, and it was definitely one of the worst tastes he says he's ever experienced. Number 2. Under Pressure is an amazing hit song, and to this day is still well known by many who lived in his generation. Interesting to note, Freddie Mercury of Queen and Mr. Bowie ended up getting together for just 24 hours in Switzerland in a Coke party. Interesting enough, this song is what came out of that. Unfortunately, due to Mercury passing away so soon from his HIV, Under Pressure was only performed live by Bowie just once, along with Annie Lennox. This was debuted live at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert that happened in London shortly after his death. Number 3. Many of you are probably familiar with the rock giant Guns N' Roses, but did you know that Slash had caught David Bowie and his own mom doing the nasty several times? Of course, he says he was too young to recall any specifics of the events, but he says on occasion there were multiple times he found them both together and naked. It's no surprise since Bowie is a well-known ladies' Sandman. The Neil Gaiman series modeled the devil character after David Bowie. When asked about it, he admitted to us saying that he specifically told the artist to draw David Bowie for that character. Surprisingly enough, he thought the fit went really good, and so it just ended up sticking, especially later on for the solo comic of Lucifer. Number 5. David Bowie and Iggy Pop do have some of a connection for those that aren't aware. The first being in 1975 when Mr. Pop was committed into a mental hospital and David Bowie thought it would be a good idea to smuggle in his buddy some drugs, considering he hadn't had any for days on end being in that accursed hospital, Mr. Bowie thought. Iggy and him were longtime friends, so it's not surprising that he produced some of his best albums and helped him in many ways. Did you also know that Bowie even re-recorded Pop's song China Girl, and it just ended up being on Bowie's most successful album, Let's Dance? It definitely helped out Iggy quite a bit in the long run.